These questions, by the way, came from the board of directors of the Southern Tier Tea Party. Yesterday I came up with 21 questions that I thought would be appropriate for the position that Mr. Roberts and Mr. O'Neill were seeking. As you're aware, Mr. O'Neill could not make it. Here's the first. Mr. Roberts, what is your interpretation of your constitutional duties as Broome County Sheriff?
Key word there is constitutional. Any oath you take, whether it's a enlisted man or an officer in the military or as a police officer, to uphold the Constitution of the United States, defend it against all enemies, foreign and domestic. So as the Sheriff of Broome County, naturally, I defend the Constitution of the United States, all laws of the state and of the county.
As you're aware, there was a study done at the Sheriff's Office through Voorhees Robertson. They did an audit of the Sheriff's Office and they cited a plethora of problems within that agency, both in the enforcement and correctional divisions. One, sir, have you read the report? And two, does it cause you concern? And number three, what will you do to address the problems described in that report?
Answer to the first two are yes and yes. I've read the report, causes me concern. And what I would do is, the whole key to that report is, I feel, is that the Sheriff's Department is working under like antiquated type rules. I'd like to get the ComStat in, that's a computer mapping. What it'll do, it'll cut down on overtime and it'll also show areas in the county where there's serious problems. And that's where you'll put the bulk of your resources.
Let me follow up with that. Does that report cause you concern? It's a 106-page report. I read the entire report. And what they said is most of the agency is operating on gut feelings rather than modernized facility. Does that cause you concern?
Well, absolutely. But once again, once you go to ComStat and mapping, you'll know where the problems are.
Police consolidation has been and continues to be a prominent issue right here in Broome County. What is your plan, if any, to address consolidation?
Initially, when they're talking about the Metro Police Department, if I'm not mistaken, they omitted the Broome County Sheriff's Department. The Bing Endicott, Johnson City, Vestal, Fort Dixon. I was the chief at Deposit. They didn't want us either. Would I want to be the lead agency? I think we almost have to. Would I want to be the head grand poobah? Absolutely not. If there's somebody more qualified, they can have it, but I think we would have to be part of it. Sheriff's Department, I don't care where it is, should be the lead agency. The sheriff is the man, like it or not. So, yeah, I think we should be the lead agency.
And how would you run the department differently over your opponent or the incumbent?
He's right there. I come to work with an open mind, with no axe to grind. Basically what I'm saying is, with a new sheriff in town, you've done away with the nepotism of bringing people up from the ranks. That was the problem with the New York State Police. The superintendent makes it the deputy superintendent. Everybody moves up. We had a superintendent in New York State Police. His name was Donald Cheswick. He looked like Herb from McDonald's. The best superintendent we ever had because he didn't come from the state police ranks. He was an outsider. He came from the FBI. He was a behavioral sciences individual. So I think I would do a good job because I'm not, my loyalty, once again, is to the people of the county, not the parties, and not the politicians.
Thank you. Okay, recently we all know that the Sheriff's Office came under scrutiny for the illegal spending of drug seizure money on camping chairs. How will you manage the spending of funds resulting from forfeited properties, drug seizure money?
Forfeited money is received assets, whichever way you want to put it, should be used. I'm sure the county attorney will tell you, and there's guidelines for that, but I would tend to think it's training, equipment, and things such as that. I find it hard to believe that chairs were bought, but whatever.
Okay. Several outlying towns or villages are not seeing patrols on a regular basis. The citizens within these communities pay county taxes just like everybody else. If elected, what will you do to ensure equal protection to all citizens of Broome County?
I would tend to think that, once again, never being a sheriff's deputy, my expertise in rural policing is with the New York State Police. Village of Deposit. I was there a little over 3 years. We never really did see the sheriff there, but once again, I thought we had a functional police department. You had a New York State Police barracks there, so I really saw no need to have the sheriff there. It'd be nice to see the car going through every now and then, since half of the village is in Delaware County and the other half is in Broome County. People do pay their taxes. If you had a heavy shift, I'm not sure what they put out each shift, and you had an extra car, it'd be nice to have the car take the far northeast, go through Deposit or Enwell, the outlying areas. But I think the whole thing depends on what your shift load is.
And why are you the best candidate for sheriff?
I think I'm the most diversified candidate just due to the fact that Sheriff Harder, all of his experience, I believe it's all been with Broome County Sheriff's Department. Mr. O'Neill, Endicott Police Department, he worked for Sheriff Harder for 5.5 years as the undersheriff. I've got state, local, and federal. I've worked villages, cities, St. Regis Indian Reservation in Messina, New York, out in with the Senecas out in the western part of the state. And my military experience. I just know what I'm doing.
And how can you save taxpayers money?
I think the first thing to do would to be tackle the overtime deficit, budget deficit. I believe it was like the last thing on the internet, it's 3.1 mil. That would be the same as everybody reaching in their pocket, taking out a $20 bill, crumpling it up and throwing it away. 194,000 people, 3.1 mil, you do the math, it actually comes out to $17.87. So if you can tackle that and shut down the overtime spending, I think everything else will come under control.
Okay. There's widespread discussion about drug dealers and users within Broome County. I mean, currently we see what's going on all throughout the county. So if you're elected, what will you do to ensure the safety and well-being of our children?
What you possibly could do. The New York State Police had a program. It was called CST. I was a CST trooper, Community Stabilization Team. Excuse me. They had a bad problem down in Newburgh, New York. It was just unbelievable. Each week, New York State Police supplied, I think it was 20 or 25 troopers to ride with the Newburgh police officers. It doubled the patrols. After 11 o'clock, it was in the papers. We stopped everything that was rolling. In 6 months, we took 197 illegal guns. I don't know how much in seized drugs, and 2 machine guns. And what I would like to do is bring back the old TNT squads, the tactical narcotics teams. There was a program in the city of Binghamton with prostitution, so they enacted a type of ruling that if you're seen in a prostitution area numerous times, we're going to stop you. And if you make enough stops out there, I guarantee it's going to come to fruition. You take the drug dealers away, and kids will be safe, I feel.
This will be the last question, and I want you to think about this one. It says, what are the three major goals that you want to accomplish in order of importance in your first term in office?
And I still get 2 minutes for this, correct?
You got 2 minutes. And then you get back.
The first would be, as I said earlier, tackling the overtime program. I mean, it's 3.1 mil. That's a lot of money. The second would be bringing the department, getting rid of the antiquated rules, going with ComStat and mapping, so you can actually see where a lot of these crimes are occurring and concentrate your best efforts in that area. The third, I've never brought up before, but what I would like to see is a formation. Other police departments have it, of a Broome County Citizens Police Academy, Citizens Police Force. I think it's a little bit better than the Neighborhood Watch because the people are actually involved, and I think that would work out really, really well, bringing the public into the facility and letting them see what's going on, not hiding anything. So that would be the order of importance.
Are you saying the sheriff's office currently does not have a citizen police
To
academy?
the best of my knowledge, they don't. Do they, Sheriff?
No.
Okay, no, they do not.
Every other agency in Broome County has one, correct?
To the best of my knowledge, yes, sir.
Okay.